Hey, cutie pies. I am Lanickia, and you are watching Let's Talk Soaps with Lanickia podcast, episode 8, Here Without You. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Remember, I do the podcast every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 a.m. Central. The reviews are Monday through Friday on Lanickia channel on Lanickia TV. It's entertainment news and soap and entertainment news, which I'm going to be start posting a lot more to that channel. And then if you're looking for a work from home job, check out Lanickia Help. All right, let's go ahead and get started with this because we do have some information or some news to go over before we get into the podcast this morning.
I've been alone with you inside my mind, and in my dreams I've kissed your lips 1,000 times. I sometimes see you pass outside my door. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted, and my arms are open wide. 'Cause you know just what to say, and you know just what to do. And I want to tell you so much, I love you.
All right, guys, let's get into this. First of all, congratulations are in order for Maurice Bernard. He celebrated 30 years of playing Sonny Corinthos. So, congratulations to him on that. There's a few articles going around on just about, what he had to say about the iconic character of Sonny and just being able to play that role for the past few years. So, there is that. Now, if you watched the episode of General Hospital on Tuesday, you would have seen Roy, who is being played by Mikhail Shannon Jenkins. If you used to watch back in the day, do y'all remember this soap on SoapNet? I think Cameron Matheson used to host it with some other people, but it was called the Next Big Soap Star or something like that. But anyways, he won that, and he came on to General Hospital for like a year or so. But anyways, he's back now. We don't know like how long he's supposed to stay, but we saw him on Tuesday's episode of General Hospital playing Roy, Curtis physical therapist. So congratulations on him for that. Now he's no like it's not like he's been hanging around just waiting to get on the soaps. Like he's been playing in some movies and everything. So and he actually has another big movie coming out, blockbuster coming out soon. So I don't know. Congratulations to him. Now, if you don't know, now you know that Marcus and Ken have a series called Two Dicks on it was on Marcus's Instagram, but now he's putting it on his YouTube channel. The season 2 came out, I believe, yesterday. Season 2, episode 1 came out yesterday. But Marcus and Ken will be on Michael Fearman's live channel on Wednesday, August the 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So you can see them there just talking about their series. Now, if you can support it because it's just a series about the two of them, actors being fired and they turn to PI work. And Avery, she plays Esme. She's in the series. I actually, I looked at the first few minutes of it because it's only like 4 minutes long, almost 5 minutes long, and I let it play just to give them the view and everything, the thumbs up and everything. So go support them on that if you want to. All right, y'all, let's move over here and congratulations are in order again because I forgot this baby. Oh, Carson Boatman is expecting his first child with his wife. The baby is due in December, so they're gonna have a boat. That's what they call it, a boat baby. In December of this year, there were a lot of soap stars having babies this year. Either already had their babies or pregnant and expecting their babies, especially in the December era month. But anyways, congratulations to them on that. This is their first. So if you are a Days of Our Lives fan, now y'all been doing some mixed reviews on what I can see, but Jen and Zach are coming back to Days of Our Lives. Y'all know they are wrapping up. Finally, they are addressing the death of Victor. Y'all know John Aniston played him for decades, the legendary character. And John Aniston, of course, passed away in November. So it's been in limbo, just like wait, they've been saying, oh, Victor's on business, Victor's traveling, Victor's doing this. And now they're finally addressing it. They actually put it as in like a plane crash, but so everyone, they have Teresa and Sunny coming back. Teresa will be there to support Brady. And Sunny, of course, was Victor's family, so that's why he'll be coming back. You know what? The only thing I'm disappointed in on this storyline is that we won't see Bo because they have Bo off in a coma, and so I'm sad about that. That's how that had to go, but. All right, let's move on. Are you guys excited to see them back? Okay. Then we have Martha Madison. She plays Belle on Days of Our Lives, and she is actually leaving the show. I don't know if that was mutual or if she's just uh, quiet as kept. They were not giving Belle much of a storyline anyways. We're not sure when her air date is, but if you look at her Instagram, she does thank the fans for her sometimes bumpy ride with Days of Our Lives, because it's been very like she'll be there and then they'll drop her down to reoccurring, and then they'll say, okay, she's gone from the show, and then okay, she's back. And so it's been um tumultuous sometimes with her being on the show, as far as them snatching her role away but that's, if you work for Days more than any other soap, they will bring you in and you'll have this juicy meaty role, and then they'll be done. Like they'll be done. Like we see that all the time, which is one of the reasons that Days has is one of the best soaps. But as an actor, that has to suck. That would have to suck. But it's one of the reasons they're one of the best soaps, because they'll bring someone in, they'll have them play a bad guy or even someone good, and then they'll play it for a few months, and then like, okay, let's go, let's move on. And so it just keeps it interesting. It keeps it interesting. But that's that on there. So I wish her the best of luck in whatever new endeavors she goes on. All right, guys. And then, of course, we have the legendary Eric from Young and the Restless. He has cancer, but he did update yesterday, and he said he's cancer free. Of course, they're gonna keep checking. He's optimistic. Because they checked and there was no cancer, so he's optimistic about it. But they're gonna keep checking in on him, and he's going to keep updating everyone. But hopefully he continues to be in good health as he continues, because he kept on with Young and the Restless as the legendary character Victor Newman. So well wishes to Eric Braden, and on his journey and his battle with cancer. Hopefully he continues to be cancer free and everything continues to look well health wise. All right. So y'all, let's get into the podcast for the reason for the podcast today, which is I have been watching Days of Our Lives. Y'all know that's my favorite soap. And Johnny and Chanel. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. If you are watching this soap, and if you don't, and you're like, well, I like, how would I jump into it? If you have Peacock or not, you could jump into it. and get into the soap. And if you watch my reviews on that, the people in the comments are really good on updating you on, like, if someone says, well, I don't really know this character, who is it, they're really good because they've had people like you guys on some of the other soaps who've watched from the very beginning or have watched for the last few decades, or the decade. And so they're really good at informing you on who's who. But anyways, we have Johnny and Chanel. So okay, so Johnny and Chanel, they met, they fell in love, they got married, and then he got possessed by the devil. It's days. Like, I'm gonna have to tell you that, first of all, it's days. People come back from the dead, they get possessed by the devil, and there's demons and everything running around. Not so much anymore about the devil and demons, but yeah. So Johnny got possessed by the devil, and in while he was possessed, he was really mean to Chanel, and they ended up getting a divorce. He didn't, of course, he was possessed, so he didn't know that, what was going on. And then so while Johnny was being possessed, we had Allie come through, and Chanel and Allie started having feelings for each other. Allie had always been hetero, but she met Chanel, and she Chanel kissed her, and then they were just hanging out, and they're just good. She just liked Chanel's vibe, and so she started having feelings for them. So when Johnny came back to himself and they found out he was possessed, and it wasn't really him that wanted to end their marriage, of course he wanted to be back with Chanel. So now there was a battle. There was a battle between who would win Chanel's affection. Allie, of course, is like, well, I'm here. I've been loving her, and I'm in love with her, and I want to be with her. And of course, Johnny was like, well, the only reason our relationship didn't even work out was because of the devil. Like, it had nothing to do with me falling out of love. And if I hadn't fallen out of love with her, Chanel and I would still be together, and you wouldn't be in the picture, right? So these two, and by the way, Allie, and for those who don't watch, Allie and Johnny are twins. They have the same mother but different fathers. They're twins, but they have the same mother but different fathers, right? And so, um, oh yeah. So then we see that's another thing that made this really messy. And so they were battling it out for Chanel, and they tell Chanel, like, listen, you got to pick, because we don't want to ruin our we're siblings, and we don't want to ruin our brother and sisterhood. And so Chanel picks, and she picks Allie, right? She picks Allie. But even though she picks Allie, she's still kind of she was moving funny for Allie. Allie didn't like the way Chanel was moving, because, anytime Johnny would get into something else, Chanel came off very jealous. Johnny started talking to this older woman named Ava, and Chanel was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so old, and this and that." And he was like, "Well, you say love is love. How are you gonna be judgmental about me wanting her because of her age, when you say you love everyone, like you're open to anyone?" And she was like, "Yeah, you're right." And now that I think about it, Chanel was with her professor. How could she be this judgmental? We'll talk about that later, but now that I think about that, so then every time Johnny would get with someone, like, he started talking to Wendy, and she was like, "Well, what are y'all intentions? What's going on here, or whatever?" So Allie felt so insecure about this that she got really close to this other guy that Allie and Chanel had a threesome with. His name is Alex, and she got really close to him because Chanel was always with Johnny, and so Allie slept with Alex, and then plus she was leaving the show, so it was a way to break them up. So she left the show, and so now when she left the show, it looked like, okay, Johnny can be with Chanel, but Johnny had actually started talking to Wendy. She's the one in the middle. I'm sorry, I normally tell y'all that, but Wendy is the one in the middle. He had started talking to her, and he was really trying to build a relationship with her. But what ends up happening? Chanel gets in the way. So this time, instead of it being Johnny fighting for Chanel, Johnny was fighting this guy named Trip for Wendy, for Wendy's affections. And Wendy said, "You know what? because you she didn't choose him. And Wendy ended up choosing Trip because she told Johnny, you still have feelings for Chanel. Like, you might deny it, but you still have feelings for her, because every time Chanel would be in trouble or she'd need something, Johnny was right there. Even if he had plans with Wendy, which was every time, he would always have plans with Wendy, but he would cancel them, or so, he would be like, "Oh, this came up," and it would always be with Chanel, and Wendy was always understanding. But she was like, "If I have to choose, I'm going to choose somebody who I know wants me and only me, and I want them and only them." She just told Johnny, like, "I can't do this with you. Like, I want a relationship where I'm not insecure about another woman." I'm good for you, Wendy. So Johnny lost again. He lost the girl again. All right, so it's like, okay, so now that Wendy didn't choose Johnny, now Chanel and Johnny can be together, right? You would think. But no, no, that's not going to happen either, because now we have Talia coming into the picture. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said Chanel was with the professor. So for those who do not watch Days of Our Lives, Chanel went off to college in the UK, and she met a professor, and she says he seduced her. She thought he was being nice to her just because he was being nice to her, but then she said he kissed her and she felt something, and so they started an affair. um they started an affair, and she fell for him, right? Well, the professor was married. The professor was married, and so his wife confronts Chanel, and in their confrontation, the wife lunges at Chanel, and she falls off this building because Chanel, like, pushed her so that she wouldn't push her up. She was charging at Chanel, so Chanel pushed her so she wouldn't push that Chanel off, and when Chanel pushed her, the woman fell off the building. Now, okay, Chanel was so distraught. She says that, the woman was like, "This is all your fault. You did this. You ruined my family and all this." So that when they came to Chanel and they were like, "What happened?" This was the security at the school. She just told them, "I did it. I pushed her. I killed her. I did all of that." And so because of that, she was gonna go to prison. But Paulina came in, who is Chanel's mom, played by Jack K. Harry. She came in and she said, "No, no, 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 no. This is gonna look bad on the school. So what I'm gonna do is give the school a donation, and y'all are gonna sweep this under the rug for me and Chanel, because this is going to look bad on y'all because your professor was messing with a student." Now, I know people don't agree with me on this, but I feel like Chanel, because they always are like, "Well, Chanel didn't know better. He took advantage of her." And I feel like if you were going to college overseas, then you knew better than to mess with a married man. That's just my opinion about that, and I know a lot of people don't agree with it, but I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. It's entertainment. We're entitled to our opinions. So anyway, so after all of this went down, um a woman named Sloane, who was the daughter of the man and the woman, the professor and his wife, she tried to get revenge on Chanel and Paulina through legal, but she couldn't. So then her brother came. Her brother was dating Talia, the young lady in the middle, and he used Talia to get close to Chanel, and he wanted Chanel to fall for Talia, and then for Talia to break Chanel's heart. And plus he was doing all this other stuff too, like keep hurting Abe, and he tried to kill Chanel and all them. He was doing a lot. He was doing a lot, right? But it didn't work. But it didn't work because Talia, even though she told him, "No, I can't do this. I'm straight. I'm straight. I don't. I'm a hetero woman. I want to be with you. I don't want to. I don't like girls. Like, why?" And he told, "No, don't do this." Well, Talia started liking Chanel, I am assuming, as a friend, and then she and Chanel kissed, and now all of a sudden Talia is so confused that she's like, "Oh my gosh, I think I like Chanel as more than just a friend," right? So anyway, Chanel ends up finding out that Talia was crooked and all this, but then they say she was mentally abused by Colin, emotionally and mentally, so it wasn't really her. She goes and gets some counseling with Marlena. Chanel and Paulina are like, well, we understand because we've been mentally abused by a man. And Chanel was like, I understand because Colin's dad did what Colin did to you. He did that to me, where I just felt like I just had to do whatever he was saying and all this. I said, okay, child. But anyways, so now instead of being mad at Toya or angry, Chanel has feelings for her, and so now they're exploring that. So in the last few episodes, we've seen where Talia has come to Chanel and told her, I have feelings for you, and I know, I'm the last person who should be saying this to you because of what I've done to your family, but I do like you, and I've never been with a woman. I've never felt this way. And Chanel is just like, well, I like you too. And so around this time, Johnny had talked to his grandmother Marlena, and he was telling her, I have feelings for Chanel. I think like we never got our shot at romance, at our like our marriage. We never got our shot at anything, and I really like her. Um, and I want to be in a relationship with her. And she told Johnny, go for it. Why she say that? Because Johnny goes over to talk to Chanel, and unfortunately for him, Talia was there. She had beat him there, and she had asked Chanel out on a date, and Chanel said yes, right? So Chanel says yes, and he hears this and he just walks away. And I said, no, 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 Johnny, like we can't keep doing this. We can't keep doing this because Johnny always comes out as the loser in all of these things. Like I just told you he went for Chanel before Allie got her. He tried to get Wendy. She chose Trip. Now he's trying to be with Chanel again, and she's like wanting to explore this relationship with Talia. And my only thing with this is please don't make the turn Johnny and Chanel into please don't turn Johnny to into Chanel into like an Eric and Nicole where it's been decades. I believe they just celebrated 25 years, but it's been decades since we've seen them actually be together. Excuse me, it's been decades since the two of them actually, met, and they've been on off. Like that is a long time. That is a long time for two people to do this merry-go-round. And I feel like this is how they're doing Johnny and Chanel, and the fans want these two together. Most of the fans, some of the fans are like, I don't want to see it anymore. But most of the fans want Johnny and Chanel to be together. If nothing else, they really like Johnny and they're like, we want him to find happiness. And they like the romance between Johnny and Chanel when it first happened and they got married and everything. But now it just feels like it's just never ending. Like there's always an obstacle, there's always something in their way that won't allow these two to be together. And as a fan, it does become frustrating. But I don't know. We'll see. Because this is all new with Talia, and Chanel doesn't know that Johnny still has feelings for her. And I think Chanel always has feelings for Johnny, no matter who he's in a relationship with. She's always the reason that relationship doesn't work because she always, and I don't think she means to, but she's jealous. She gets jealous when Johnny gets into another relationship or something happens. So we'll see if this works out between Talia and Chanel, and if it doesn't, if see if it works out between these two, and if it doesn't, then if Johnny could actually have a shot. But right now Chanel is wrapped up into Talia, and she says she has feelings for her and she wants to explore and see where it all goes. So I don't know, Johnny. I would, my advice to you, sir, would stop getting in these love triangles because you're never the winner. He's never the winner in these. So that would be my advice. And just going on to the different soap this week. I watched I liked Ashley and Tucker's Wedding. I think I said that last time. I liked Ashley and Tucker's Wedding. I thought it was really I liked their vows to each other. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this all goes, how it all goes down and what goes down with Adam as far as still trying to get new in media. For The Bold and the Beautiful, y'all know I watch that on Fridays. I cannot watch that every single day. Plus, it's only 30 minutes. I just watch it on Fridays and then I'll do the recap on a Friday because it's enough. By that time, there will be enough that has happened to actually give me something to talk about with The Bold and the Beautiful. Days of Our Lives, of course, this week I'm really tuned in because they're wrapping up the story of John Anderson. Now, some people said that Jennifer was upset about this, about the way, but they said sources, so you never know what's going on with that. But that she was upset about the ending. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on with that. Of course, I'm still paying attention to the Dimitri, Gwen, and Leo saga for Days of Our Lives. I'm still, because Gwen, I can't believe they made this character this dumbed down. Like, they have completely taken the conniving Gwen that we know. They've completely cut that out and made her like this. But we shall see, child. And of course, with General Hospital, I so far this week it's been just okay. Like, General Hospital does this, like sometimes they'll be on it and they will give you tens for like a week straight, and then when it's off, it is off. Like, the last few episodes have been, like, for me, around a 5, maybe a 6. But I am looking forward to them wrapping, at least giving us more details about the Pikeman deal storyline. I love Fiona. I think she's a wonderful actress. So I enjoy when she's on here, but I also don't like being so left in the dark. So I'm looking forward to them giving more information that on how it all starts to tie together. And that's pretty much it with the soaps, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I do not monetize this my podcast, so if you could please just hit that like button for me, leave a comment, and share wherever you share. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Saturday for another pod of Let's Talk Soaps with Lanickia at 7 a.m. Central.
100 days have made me older since the last time that I saw your pretty face. 1,000 lives have made me colder, and I don't think I can look at this the same. But all the miles that separate disappear now when I'm dreaming of your face. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. And tonight, it's only you and me. The miles just keep rolling as the people leave their way to say oh. I've heard this life is overrated, but I hope that it gets better as we go. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still